Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Get Book Solid. Shawn, Lacey Book, and the amazing David Meltzer here with you, just as we are every single Tuesday. Good morning, Dave. How was your holiday weekend?
I have multiple holidays. It was like the multiverse. There was so many things to celebrate. So between my anniversary, my wife's birthday, Labor Day, and of course, just living in California, blessed to be here. And the only thing that was missing was Lacey Book.
That's right.
Everyone and everywhere we were, everyone's like, "Where's Lacey? Why isn't Lacey here celebrating with us?" And so I just want to say, Lacey, you were missed exponentially. But thank you so much for providing the 10,000 calories to our kitchen for Julie's birthday and our anniversary. Miles appreciated the banana bread, but I think there's still 9,000 calories left for you, Lacey.
Good. Well, when Julie said the banana bread was so good, I had to order some myself. So we have 9,000 calories in our kitchen as well.
Thank you, though. We love you both, and we miss you, Lacey.
It was so great seeing you last Wednesday at the phenomenal Endless Summer Luau put on and hosted by Landon Derrickson, phenomenal entertainment representative there in Nashville. You held a phenomenal event, a mastermind event prior to that. And everybody was super edified, a lot of amazing takeaways. People really enjoyed that. On the heels of that, we both went and did all of our things, traveling, scooting all around the world. And this week, Lacey and I dropped some content on the importance of getting into the right rooms. And so I was thinking that one of the things that we could discuss, and I know that the three of us have some amazing opportunities coming up, but maybe we would talk a little bit about the importance of your community, getting into the room, getting into the community, how to become relevant once you are inside that community. And I think one thing that you exceptionally excel at is then how to take the knowledge, the content, the relationships, and amplify that so that we get the maximum benefit for our brand and for our business and for our causes in the world. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's interesting because there are two takeaways that I had. One was how important it is to curate a room. There's different rooms that I have. I do free meetups, free holding courts. I do a variety of things virtually. Majority of what I do is actually free, but there's certain curated rooms where you charge not just to cover the hard cost, but most importantly to curate the room. That it allows you only to bring people that understand value and are there to not only provide value, but they see the value. And so therefore the room is curated in a different way. And it's really interesting because I probably do more free than most people when it comes to content and meetups, in person, on the phone, email, and social media. And there's a difference in a curated room where you're charging people. And a lot of times it's for charity, which makes it even better because you get people, as I want, to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. So when we raised all that money at the luau and we had Elijah's house as the beneficiary, and we had a speaker series or content mastermind or podcast experience, I think it's all three, you start to realize that it's really important to take the shit from people asking, I thought you were a generous, kind, nice person. Why are you charging to come to this certain thing? Well, there are certain things that require payment. And half of the reason, not only to cover costs so we can have more money to do stuff for free, but most importantly, to curate the room because there's an elevated frequency and vibration in those rooms. And I want people that see the value in paying to show up, the proximity to some of the world's greatest. And there was a lot of world's greatest in there at what they did, including, as I found out, Lacey Book, because the second takeaway was repetitive from everyone, and it had to do about momentum in alignment with progress. And I went back and created a shitload of content, all the stories and lessons that I had on momentum, because I learned so much from Lacey that probably nobody else went back and did it. But when you have that many intelligent speakers, world thought leaders, and UFC champions, and entertainers like James Maslow that sit on big stages and tour, and 8 tour buses they have, a younger generation, and everyone's saying, I really want like what Lacey said. You got to take note, and that is content that's going to resonate with more people, obviously. And so I just practiced. I took the video of Lacey, practiced saying exactly what Lacey said, copying her identically, so that it'll resonate with the majority of people that listen to it.
What did you say?
Shawn doesn't even
Are you
remember.
kidding? You don't even listen.
He's really good at not that. I mean, I know a lot of husbands out there are really good at tuning out their wives, but Shawn is exceptional at it.
Oh, he tunes out everyone. When I'm doing a meetup and I hear that laugh from across the room with his own crowd, not only laughing and not paying attention, but he distracts everyone. During the charitable ask, he's like way in the back. Lacey's like helping collect cards and raise money. We raised over like $50,000. She's helping out. Shawn's smoking a cigar, drinking a scotch or whatever. And he has like a group of 8 billionaires with him, distracting us from our purpose. Once again, we miss you, Lacey.
Oh, I love it.
Don't believe anything he said in the world.
I want to go back to this idea, though, of charging people, because this is something that Shawn and I talked about on our podcast the other day. And, there's a lot of people out there that say that create a negative connotation around the idea that you have to pay to play, pay to get in the right rooms. And they're like, why would you have to do that? You shouldn't have to pay to get into the right rooms. And it's really interesting, because one of the things I realized when I was analyzing this kind of thought process from people is, I don't think that for most entrepreneurs, there's ever times where they've not paid to play. It's just on a different scale, right? Like when you're getting started in business, especially if you're a small business owner, especially a service-based business, oftentimes you're paying to be in a networking group. You're paying to be in the Chamber of Commerce. You're paying to play. It's just at a smaller scale when you're getting started. So I actually think that this idea follows you through as your business grows. But for some reason, as it's at a higher level with the higher relationships, curating the right room of collaborative and open-minded individuals, for some reason, people think that that's negative. What do you think about that?
I think you're exactly right. And it is a mindset, and it is that scarcity mindset that stops the people who most complain. And so they're projecting their insecurity that they can't get into the room, or maybe their insecurity that they feel that they don't belong into the room. Think about it economically, or as a business person. If I'm paying to go to the Rolling Stones concert, and I have a suite, and I paid to go to the concert, and I know that there's a value that's greater than what I'm paying to go to the concert. And if I can afford it, I will pay for the best ticket I can to see that concert.
Right.
The same thing holds true. You're going to pay. I mean, Branson has his island. Everybody pays over $50,000 to go to that island. And he can afford to take everybody to the island the same way he does choose at times to take people for free that are his friends. But when he's curating and he's giving out his valuable time and to teach people, to let people network, and that's what we're doing, I see it as a qualifier. And yes, you have to get over yourself and allow people to attack you. And I've had so many people, though, that will come back and they'll ask me for forgiveness because they learn their lessons as well. And they'll say, I was in a really bad spot. I really wanted to go. I couldn't afford it. And so I projected it onto you and called you an a-hole and scarce, when actually I was being the a-hole for attacking you. And I was the one being scarce.
Right.
I also take another step, Lacey and Shawn, as you know, and I know you guys do the same thing. I guarantee it. So You can't tell me you can't afford it, because you have no risk at all other than your time and effort to show up. Because I guarantee anything that's quote unquote pay to play, if you don't receive more value, or you're not 100% satisfied with your investment of money and time, then I'll give you back all your money. No questions asked. You could say, I didn't like Shawn's haircut and I want my money back. And I would agree with you. And I would say, very offensive. Here's your money back.
Yeah, it is. It really is an interesting thing. And I think you're right. It's also, it's a mirror moment. So oftentimes it is a projection and reflection of what you're seeing in the world of yourself. And it's, I think that every person that owns a business asks other people to pay them for the value and service that they put out into the world. And so to expect other people in your life to give you everything for free, or to do everything for free because of your assumed position that they have in this universe, I think is faulty thinking, and unfortunately will impact your ability to charge others as well. And so, yeah.
I have to tell you one thing. I love Gary Vaynerchuk, as you know, and he's helped me to build my own brand, and he's given me some incredible insights in social media. But I said to him one time at the card show, I said, how many millionaires, billionaires, successful entrepreneurs, entertainers, and celebrities are standing in that hour line to get your picture? How many, Gare?
Mm-hmm.
Zero. I said, how many people do I have come into our VIP dinner tonight that are billionaires, millionaires, entrepreneurs, celebrities, successful entertainers, and entrepreneurs? I don't know how many, Dave. I said 100%.
Mm-hmm.
100%. And so those people, that's the difference of having 12 million followers of people that will stand in line to take your picture, compared to having 1 million followers of people that want to provide value and to receive value greater than they're asking for.
Mm-hmm.
Let's shift gears slightly to once you are in the room. And one of the things that I love to observe, it's fascinating, because when the room is curated and you have the millionaires, billionaires, celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and then we say, here's the panel. And rightly so, anybody in the room could be the panel, because the room is curated. So we just get a couple of people to kind of be up at the front to lead the discussion. And then we say, who has a question? And then comes that old adage, right, where Dave talks about 0 to 1's harder than 1 to 100. But that every time blows my mind. I'm like, wow, one day, like, all the hands are going to shoot up, but that one day has still not come. I'm like, wow. So let's talk about, okay, let's say that we can get over ourselves and we recognize and we see the value of getting in the room. What do we do once we're there? And why is it that everybody is so shy once they're in a place that's stocked full of the answers that you need to take the steps, the 1 or 2 or 3 next steps to advance your business? Why are we frozen in, what is it, fear? Is it shame? What's going on there?
It's a great question. Well, number one, you're missing the opportunity. If it was me and I'm sitting down, I would stand up, walk up in front of the panel, and ask my question facing everybody else, so that I could use the post-production content as if I'm the leader with all these other, notables behind me. And so the imagery and the content now becomes of more value than not asking a question or even asking a question. Now, the reason people don't ask a question, and this is true I mean, he's probably worth like $300 million, this realtor that came to Nashville. And he said, yeah, I came and I usually don't come. And I felt, I'm not accepted and I don't belong. And, usually this is how I feel. And so I stand in the corner. I spend the money to go up and I stand in the corner and don't talk to anyone. And so this feeling of not being worthy, one of the dangers of having an elevated community, especially when there's someone as intelligent as Lacey Book, and beautiful, by the way, that is intimidating with her extreme ideas that everybody wants to have the takeaway of the day. And everyone's takeaway was Lacey's, by the way. It gets intimidating, and it really does. And so if you notice, one of the things I do to immediately when people come in is I just say, excuse me. And I personally, as the name of the event, I make sure I walk up to them, put my hand on their right shoulder so they feel my energy, and I welcome them and then walk them over and introduce. I'm the king of introductions. And anyone that knows me knows, hey, you got to meet Shawn, you got to meet Lacey, you have to meet this. And I know because the room's curated that Shawn and Lacey are actually going to treat them better even than I did in the initial energetic introduction. Now, once that happens, once again, there's nothing I can do except for give the 0 to 1 and 1 to 100 speech, try to make people and encourage them to ask questions. And I think the same way with the charitable side, when I ask for 100% participation, you've given me a great idea, right? Why not ask for 100% participation? Why not tell people, hey, you're here for experiential business development and post-production content. In order to take advantage of that, get your ass out of your seat, walk up in front of all of us, and get some content asking a question so you have an elevated experience, you get better business development, and you get better post-production content. Make sure my guarantee is exponential. Get more value out of this. I want 100% of the people to come up here and do that.
Yeah.
What do you think that is?
Well, I think that Dave said it. It's a self-worth thing, and I think it's so easy for us to focus in and talk to ourselves in a way that we're not worthy to get up there and ask a question. We're not worthy to get the answer that we've been searching for. And it's not like this conscious conversation that you're having with yourself. It's this subconscious limitation that you've created long before you stepped into that room. And so I always tell a lot of my clients too, like, you have to remember, number one, you are paying, so you deserve to ask a question. I mean, I think that that's really important. That's the idea of pay to play. You're paying, you should play. But number two, I think also the idea, like, you need to be reminded in those moments of all the value that you have put out in the world that maybe you haven't had repayment on just yet, and take the opportunity to create an opportunity for the universe to repay you with a great answer that will change the trajectory of your life. And so I think so many people forget in those moments all the other things that they've done that have created the worthiness to get the answer that they're looking for. So sometimes you just need to remind yourself before you step in to those moments, all that you've done, all that, the reasons that you're worthy, and what kind of repayment you're looking for.
And I see John there in the comments, and he's saying that people don't really pay attention to what they need. And I agree 100%. It reminds me of a conversation that we had with Eric Thomas, the E.T., the hip hop preacher, during COVID. And, you know, a time when, you know, people were losing their minds. And I don't mean like about mass and the virus, like you stuck in your house and like, you know, people were losing their minds in that sense. And Eric was saying, you know, Shawn, you can't find what you're not looking for. And what a great analogy. And I thought about this and I was like, you know, it's absolutely true. People are watching this live right now. And maybe right now, as you're watching this, maybe you have actually misplaced your keys or your wallet, but you're not thinking about that. So your wallet is technically lost, but you don't know that because you're not looking for it. And in the moment that you reach for your wallet, you're like, oh, shoot, where's my wallet? And then you begin the process of retracing your steps and trying to find it. And then most of the time you find your wallet. Well, listen, I think business is the same way. And Jay Abraham, who we're going to be seeing on September 10th in SoFi Stadium, he taught us an exercise that to this day I think is invaluable, which is to wake up every single morning, make this part of your morning routine, and contemplate your biggest question, concern, obstacle, or opportunity. Because all that does is now you're looking for an answer. And you write it down. You're like, well, now I'm looking for something. And you just see if in the course of the day you find it. The second part of the exercise is just as important. At the end of the day, you need to go back and review and say, did I find the answer that I was looking for? If you did, you can just simply delete it, scratch it out. That's been resolved. If you haven't, it just sits there. It's open-ended. And then when you come to a VIP experience with the three of us, and we say, who has a question? Your hand shoots up because you're like, literally, I have a running list of all of these things that I've been trying to resolve, that I've been looking for an answer to. And maybe somebody in this room might have that answer for me because I'm looking for that. So hopefully people will apply that in their lives.
And to take it a step further, I have a quick story. You know, I jog early in the morning and a lot of times it's dark. when I'm running. And I was running,
You
and
wear
there's
the head
just,
thing?
oh no, I have special eyes that see in the dark.
I'm gonna get you one
Uh,
of those.
that'd be cool. Uh, anyways, can you please give me a jogger's miner's hat, please, for Hanukkah? Anyways, or Christmas. I celebrate everything. But more importantly, so I'm running, and there's this guy outside, and he's under the street light, and he's searching. So I stop and I said, "Excuse me, sir, can I help you?" He's like, "I lost my keys."
Mm.
And I said, "Oh," I said, "Where did you drop them?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't drop them. I lost them." I said, "Then why are you looking here under the light?" He goes, "Because it's light. I can see." So what people do is they decide that they're looking for something, but they're not willing, right? They literally, it has to be in the light.
Mm.
You're not looking in the darkness. You're not using the miner's cap, or maybe inside. So they know at the beginning of the day, like Jay teaches you, to seek what you want, but they're not willing to do what it takes to find it in the dark, because you
Mm.
won't find, to relate back to even ET, you won't find outside of you in the light what you can't find inside of you in the dark.
Right.
And so don't be the guy that's just sitting under a lamppost looking for something that he lost because it's light there. Go ahead and be more interested than interesting. Ask for help, find it in the dark, and you will accelerate and progress at a much more exponential rate.
Mm.
Questions, concern, obstacles, and opportunities. And speaking of opportunities, we have several opportunities coming up for those of you watching. First of all, on tomorrow, I'll be hosting a masterclass on super simple sales along with the author of Book Yourself Solid, Michael Port. Make sure that you get registered for that. We'll have team post links to get registered. It's going to be phenomenal. You don't get to see Michael Port that often. Dave, working to get Michael to jump on the show with us. But it's early in the morning, but we'll do that. But more importantly, so jump on Super Simple Sales, absolutely free, but not free, but worth it, is our upcoming mastermind, SoFi Stadium, September 10th, VIP podcast experience. This day is absolutely stacked. So when we talk about networking and business development, it is absolutely stacked full of people like Jay Abraham, Moses Aradia, Nicole Valance, Cody Kaufman, Ryan Stuman, and Caitlin O'Toole, and so much more, all jumping in. And then the next day, we're headed to Las Vegas, the Venetian Resort, Las Vegas, doing a VIP podcast experience equally as stacked. Get in where you fit in. Join us in Los Angeles. Join us in Las Vegas. Do a double header with us. Why not? Do them both. We would love to have you. Dave, you have some amazing people that you have jumping in there as well. I know I didn't mention any of those people. Who do you have jumping in and surprising us at those experiences?
Yeah, we're blessed. And I know guys like Omar Miller and others are coming in SoFi, the LA crew, but Vegas, we're blessed to have Gavin Malouf. If you know the Malouf family, and Gavin, a huge entrepreneur, a Vegas icon, the Malouf family. And then, of course, Forrest Griffin, Flex Lewis, many, many more coming to Vegas as well. And this week I'll be tomorrow. I don't know, because the holiday, it's Tuesday. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be back on the Aspire Business Tour with Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful. Gronk is going to be there. So the Gronk family and Rob are good friends and a lot of fun. If you want to come out, besides the regulars, Tim Story, Eddie Wilson, myself, we'll be bringing it with the VIP dinner experience and the Aspire Business Tour. That'll be tomorrow and Thursday. And then I'm off to New York, and we'll be doing a meetup in Holding Court for free, not pay to play, while I'm in New York celebrating Siegel the Eagles' wedding. And then the next week, we're really on it. Chicago on Monday, Boston on Tuesday, back to Chicago, to South Dakota, and then back home to see my football game. So we're rocking and rolling, but I will see you hopefully before then as well from the road. We're super excited, especially Lacey. Thank you so much for bringing and elevating Shawn and I I was talking to people and they all agreed with me. They're like, make sure Lacey shows up to shit because she's like the super flavor, just elevates everything. You're BASF. I don't know if you remember that commercial. We just make things. Their company, their commercial and tagline was BASF. We just make things better. So Lacey, you're BASF.
There we go.
I just want
better with book.
I just
You
want to
make
clean
Shawn
up.
better. You make me better. You make Julie better. You make our community better.
That's true. I got to clean up for the community because I don't want people lost. So first of all, they didn't tell you he's going to Houston. So Houston, that's next. Aspire. Then
no. I was in Houston for Aspire. It's Houston's Phoenix for Aspire.
Oh, Phoenix. Phoenix for
Tomorrow,
Aspire.
Phoenix.
You didn't say where you're going. So okay, so Phoenix.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm telepathic.
Then New
I'm
York.
not like Lacey. I don't explain things correctly.
Okay, so Phoenix, then New York, then you're going to SoFi in Las Vegas. So I don't want you to skip that.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Skipped a whole week.
People are going to be standing out there in Chicago by the Bean looking for Dave.
No, yeah, my bad. Yeah. So then SoFi, then Vegas, then
Miami.
Oh, then Miami. Then I go to Chicago, Boston. Yeah, sorry. This is what happens when literally you have 200 cities to be in. And but yes, thank you. One thing, if I can ask, you can always email me right there, David at DMeltzer, David at DMeltzer.com. But I do have an alerting system. My text community alerts you where we're going to be. So 949-298-2905. I have literally used my own alerting system for me, and Shawn is pointing out why. So thank you, Shawn. I may stop my revenge mode for the speaker series comment. I think we're fair and even. So now that you've saved me, I'm not going to wait till we're 85 to tickle your toes or whatever I was going to do because I believe revenge needs time. We're even. I'm now going to start being nice to Shawn again.
There we go. I love it.
Well, you made my day.
Well, we'll be together live next week.
Yeah. Hit us up. David at dmeltzer.com, Shawn at blackdiamondclub.com, Lacey at blackdiamondclub.com. If you want copies of books, if you want some free resources, if you want to know where we'll be, if you want to get in these rooms, hit us up. We are here to serve you. We love to see you all get book solid. Should we do it again next Tuesday? No, we'll do it Wednesday.
Are we in person next Tuesday?
We're doing it in person next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll be in SoFi and then Wednesday in Vegas. So I get to see you guys and give you both a big hug. So thank you so much for taking the time to share with our community. I know everybody appreciates it. They love this show with or without guests. I'm good. We can keep it with the threesome, the three amigos. And thank you.
Have a blessed day, David. All of you.
Thank you, guys.
Blessed day. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to